Hey everybody, Will Fix here. Got another video for you. We're going to look at the watch list real quick, check out some pricing of some coin. Then thought we would look at a clip I found of Germans in the stock market in Germany mentioning Ripple, and they talk about it just wide open, like, well, of course it's going to be used to convert all the currencies of the world for sending currency all over the earth. So it's kind of neat to see that. Then on the political side in the U.S., we have some statements from people saying, regardless of the new SEC chairman's political stand, whether he's Republican or Democrat, that he's probably going to flush all the lawsuits. And then I wanted to show you a bill that Senator Ted Cruz is introducing to put some constraint on a CBDC so that they don't have too much surveillance. But it's amazing that he says things just like we say. We don't want control over our money. So let's get into the content today. By the way, please do like and subscribe if you like this content. Bitcoin, $54,614. Ethereum, $3,176. XRP is up to almost 55 cents. ICP, every time IP, $12.88. CASPA, 17 cents. HBAR, 11 cents. XLM, 11 cents and a half. A little more than half. Algorand is at 21 cents. That's looking good. Quant at 108 and 58 cents. Jasmy at more than a penny and a half. XDC is at 4 cents. Casper is almost 4 cents. And CTF is up about 6 cents from 40. I just bought some last night, moved some money around and got some of that, and then it went up. So maybe I'll get some more, make it go up again, huh? Look at this from XRP Drops. The first time ever that I've heard anyone claiming at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange in Germany that XRP could be a world reserve bridge currency as soon as central banks will implement CBDCs. So we're going to look at that video.
Frage sein, wie groß ist der Druck auf die Zentralbanken, CBDCs zu implementieren? Der zeitliche Druck, so schnell wie möglich etwas zu tun gegen diesen drohenden Kollaps? Zentrale Frage wird sein, ich bin ja ein Freund von First Mover. Der First Mover grast für sich einfach am meisten ab. Der vereinnahmt von Anfang an für sich am meisten. Und es wird die Frage sein, wie groß ist der Druck auf die Zentralbanken, CBDCs zu implementieren? Der zeitliche Druck, so schnell wie möglich etwas zu tun gegen diesen drohenden Kollaps. Und da wird man natürlich auf das zurückgreifen, was da ist. Ripple ist da mit seinem Angebot, und wenn die Zeit für Ripple spielt, dann kann Ripple durchaus die World Reserve Bridge Currency werden. Zentrale Frage wird sein, ich bin ja ein Freund von...
Now, if you understood what he said, that's awesome news, unless you're just completely high. Now, here's a couple stories that bring in the political arena. We're here at electing a new president, and there's a lot in political news about cryptocurrency, CBDCs. Check out these stories. Digital Asset Investor posts this. I liked it, thought I would share it with you. From the recent Mike Novogratz interview, the crypto veteran said that regardless of the political affiliation of the next SEC chairperson, there is a likelihood that many of the lawsuits initiated under Gary Gensler's tenure will be dropped. Looking ahead, regardless of the political affiliation of the next SEC chairperson, there's a likelihood that many of the lawsuits initiated under Gensler's tenure will be dropped, he said. This reflects the growing recognition of the inevitability of crypto's integration to the financial system. Now, I know we're in XRP, and we're glad XRP is going to be handling CBDC currencies. But in our country, we don't want the control. So it's okay to have a CBDC currency as long as the government doesn't have control. Have you been watching anything in the political arena? I've seen everybody mention CBDCs and even blockchain technology. And I'm so glad Ted Cruz thinks like we do. Look what he says. The FoxBusiness.com article, Cruz, GOP senators double down on anti-central bank digital currency legislation. Exclusive. Senate Republicans are determined to restrict the Federal Reserve's ability to create a so-called central bank digital currency, setting the stage for making the debut of a digital dollar an issue for the 2024 presidential campaign, Fox Business has learned. Conservative lawmakers have been doubling down on their opposition to the central bank digital currency, arguing the federal government could weaponize the technology by using it to spy on Americans' financial activity and potentially restrict access to their money. The Biden administration has sanctioned the Fed to conduct an extensive research into the issuance of a CBDC as a way to make payments cheaper and more accessible to Americans, although no decision has been made to implement one. Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz, ranking member of the Senate Commerce Committee, told Fox Business that he and 4 senator colleagues, including Bill Hagerty for Tennessee, Republican, Rick Scott, Republican in Florida, Ted Bunn, Republican North Carolina, Mike Braun, Republican Indiana, and Kevin Cramer, Republican North Dakota, will sponsor a new bill called the Central Bank Digital Currency Anti-Surveillance State Act. The legislation, which Cruz will introduce in the Senate on Monday, says the Federal Reserve lacks the authority to issue a CBDC, a digital version of the dollar, to Americans without authorization from Congress. The Fed had no immediate comment. The new bill also introduced by advocacy groups, Heritage Action for America, the Blockchain Association, and American Bankers Association, among others, will serve as companion legislation to the House majority. Whip Tom Emerson's Central Bank Digital Currency Anti-Surveillance State Act, which he introduced in the House in September. It has 97 Republican members of Congress as co-sponsors. Cruz's bill, like Emmer's, aims to prevent the Fed and its members banks from issuing a CBDC and using it to implement monetary policy and gain wider control over the economy. The Biden administration salivates at the prospect of emulating China's use of CBDCs, infringing on our freedom and intruding on the privacy of citizens to surveil their personal spending habits, which is why Congress must clarify that the Federal Reserve has no authority to implement a CBDC, Cruz told Fox Business. China is one of the 11 countries to fully implement a CBDC, using the digital yuan to track the spending habits of its citizens. Conservative lawmakers fear the green lighting of a digital dollar would give the Fed an open window into the private financial data of U.S. citizens and use it for mass surveillance and to influence monetary policy. While the Fed has made no decision on pursuing the implementation of a CBDC, the Biden administration has made CBD research a top priority. Any anti-CBDC legislation is likely to be shut down if Biden remains in office. Anti-CBDC messaging has also become a rallying point among Republican presidential candidates wishing to tap into voters. Opposition to government surveillance and the GOP sees it as an increasingly important voter issue. Former President Trump, who won the South Carolina primary on Saturday, told Fox News earlier this month that implementing a digital dollar would be very dangerous, claiming it could result in money suddenly disappearing from people's bank accounts. He said in January that he would never allow the creation of a CBDC. Former GOP presidential candidate, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and entrepreneur Vivek Rams, or whatever that guy's name is, had similar messaging. Democrat turned independent White House hopeful John F. Kennedy Jr. called CBDCs a calamity for human rights and for civil rights in a January 24 interview, vowing to end efforts to move forward a CBDC in the U.S. I hope you found today's video informative for you. I sure did enjoy putting it together. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate seeing you guys subscribe. We're over 10,000 subscribers right now. That's just wonderful. And I appreciate everybody. I'll see you next time.